For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
How is everyone doing tonight? We're getting ready to get started. Glad to have you here. Thank you for showing up. And me learn how to work this thing. Why are you not going off, man? There we go. How's everyone doing? Let's see what's going on today. Let's see. FTT's up. Really? Wow. So they're thinking about maybe reopening this exchange. What do you guys think about that? I would not trust it. Even if they're trying to do things right, man, that's tainted. It's time to rebrand, start all over, man. Can't believe they're thinking about doing that. XRD, RateX been on a tear today. That looks good. IMX, Mina protocol, all looking good. Been over here on the Bitcoin chart, just trying to do a little scalping, playing around on the 1 minute there. Donna says she did like the exchange, but I never tried that exchange, but I just had a weird feeling about it anyway. But the exchange I'm starting to fall in love with now is MEXC, just because they have so many cool tools there just to help you track things easier. I'm really, really liking that. Let's see. I've got the Bitcoin. Let's see what I'm on. 12-hour, daily, all the same there, basically. So we're all confused about what's going on right here because we're just in the twilight zone. We end up in the twilight zone a lot with Bitcoin. Can't seem to get out of the twilight zone. So we need to break up above about 31.5, definitely above 32.5, just kind of get in a clearer area. And I don't know, is it coming down? Are we going to trade sideways? Because Bitcoin dominance is kind of going off the chain. And that's throwing our altcoins off. And they're not doing as well because all the attention is going to Bitcoin. So very curious. I'm hoping that this, Bukowski calls this a opening, broadening pattern. Charting Crypto called it an ascending wedge, and that's so much easier to say, so I'm going to steal that and start calling these ascending wedges, or sometimes I call them bullish megaphone patterns, or bearish megaphone patterns. If it's pointing up, it's bearish. But hoping that, Bitcoin dominance will come up here at the top and get rejected, and then we can have a nice little altcoin season. That would be awesome. Whether it does or not, we just gotta wait and see. But one thing to point out, if that does happen, if you start seeing Bitcoin or the dominance getting rejected here and start coming back down, excellent time, perfect time, take your Bitcoin, put it into whatever altcoins you got your eyes on. When that happens, it'll get you ready for altcoin season. And then as this comes down, those altcoins will outperform Bitcoin, and you can stack your sats that way. That's the old school game. That's what I tried to do. Ever since we got stable coins and everything, we kind of leaned toward that way. It makes it a lot easier to trade. Used to everything was in Bitcoin pairs or even Litecoin pairs at one point, and Ethereum pairs, and now we got USD or USDT, tethered and stable coins. And so usually, now when we look at the charts, we're always comparing in dollar prices, but we forget that little gem there, man. The way to grow your Bitcoin, trade it with Bitcoin pairs. So I don't have anything particularly pressing to go over. So if you guys do have some coins you'd like to take a look at, what I like to know is, what's your favorite coins? What are the ones that you're expecting to maybe 10x, 20x or better? What's that little dark horse that's in your portfolio that you're really holding on to, really got a lot of hope for? And I can just start getting out my little list here and start looking at some of these little babies that I got my eye on as well. And just give me a minute to get started here. And Donna says Demetria is her favorite, and I do like that one too. Let's see how it's been doing. It's been doing just fine. Got that nice rounded shape there. Nice rounded bottom. You can't beat that. And at some point, this thing will definitely take off. So 11 cents is definitely in the cards. Let's see. What have we got going on right now, though? We broke structure there, retested it, and now we're trying to still climbing underneath it there. So let's see, do we have any kind of divergence? Things are looking really good for this. The weekly's got the big cloud up here that wants to draw it into it. That's always a nice sign. Money flow's starting to come up and go into it. So I don't see anything bad, other than it could possibly, have some trouble up here about 50 or 5.8 cents, something like that. Trade sideways there until we kind of overcome this resistance area, this resistance line here. So usually what they'll do is trade sideways. If it breaks up above it, that's extremely bullish, but that doesn't usually happen. So it usually comes up, bumps up, trade sideways, and then eventually we'll start climbing upward. But Demetria's looking good. I do like that one. See, on the 3-day, we made it through the red cloud there and hovering over this little thin area of green. That's always good. And it looks like our first target there is like 5.8 cents, 7.5 cents. It's looking good, looking strong. Do I see anything? That looks like what has actually happened. Looks like we broke out of a ascending triangle there. And let's see. Do a conservative measured move. And do the crazy measure move. Which that crazy one's got some confluence there at 9.5 cents though. I would definitely keep that target in mind right there, 9.5 cents. And Javi likes ACH, and I do too. Actually, I'm doing a margin trade on ACH right now. And unfortunately, I can't show it on the screen. It's on my phone, but that is one that I'm actively trading right now. Let's take a look. Why would I have that there? So we got basically a symmetrical triangle. Now that we're in more bullish territory, you can probably see these break to the upside a little bit more. But I'm telling you, in the bearish market, these things were just totally unreliable, and I still don't fully trust them. Sometimes you can see these patterns break to the upside, and you'll see them come back down here, and they'll do some crazy ranging things. But if things are really getting started kind of bullish, they may actually act like they're supposed to for a change. Now, I'll believe it when I see it. They haven't won me over yet, but they're supposed to act as a continuation pattern and keep going up. And if I start seeing that happen with more of them, that will give me a lot more confidence about us being in a very more bullish phase of the market. But so far it's doing good. It's finding support there on the 9-day moving average, kind of testing it right now. Now if it loses it, we come down to this red one, this 21, and it's about at what 0.036 cents, somewhere through there. Could happen. let's check a few areas here. $786, $618. That Fibonacci level looks pretty good. And I do like to mark those 618 areas just as targets because they usually do play out. So I'm going to add that one to the list. Probably prime target look at about 7.3 cents. But things are still looking very positive for Alchemy Pay. Happy says, I like layer ones though for a long-term hold. And me too. Most of my long-term holds are layer ones. Don says layer one safer bet and the exchange coins. Yeah. MEXC coin. That one's been doing good, man. I mean, I picked up some of it when it was under $1. What was it? Maybe 50, 60 cents, you know, just to have some to use on the exchange itself. That thing's been taking off. And I remember when Binance was like $6 and made it up to 12. And now look at Binance going. Oh, wow. So MEX is up to 220. Wow. It makes me wish that I had bought a lot more of it. So, well, I had to have got it. Couldn't have been at 50 cents that I got it. It was well under $1 when I bought it. Seems like it was lower than these 90-cent prices, but I haven't been on the exchange very long, so it couldn't have. I guess I could just look, because it actually tells me what my average buy price is, unlike some of the other exchanges that I use. So now I'm curious, I gotta know. But that one's, I think that one's got some potential. Really, I wish I'd bought more at a lower price. Okay, my memory was way off on that. It's maybe where I added when I bought some more coins. That may what brought my price average up. It says I average my price is 141. Man, I really love that exchange when it does that, because it's hard to keep track of what your average price is on things. But since I bought it, that's up like 56%. So I can't complain. Strega Heart. Heart. Glad to have you. Thanks for coming by. All right. XRP's been in the news, or not in the news so much. It's just a lot of people are really looking at that right now. So far, it looks pretty decent. Retesting the 21 on the daily there, holding this area very well, I think. See, we got a trend line here connecting those, so just trying to see if it's going to make it down to this fib level, about 46 cents, but it looks like it's hanging really tight there at 50 cents. Things are looking good for XRP, in my opinion. See, last night I went over a lot of MEXC coins, and I think tonight I'm going to stick with some that I've got on KuCoin. Where are you at? Singularity. I want to take a look at AGIX. Clean off some of my mess on here. What did I do? And so we got this symmetrical triangle. Now it looked kind of promising. It had this little bear trap, and that usually pushes price up to the top side. And it looked promising that we could actually get a breakout from this, but it looks like it decided not to do that, huh? Came down and broke. Let's see if we can, and that's getting my nerves. Adjust our trend lines and see what we come up with here. I'm gonna have to pull order of operation here on this trend line, I think, to get them to be more relevant. This one looks like a lot of sideways action and possibly coming down eventually to retest this 200 is what I'm kind of getting from AGIX. Definitely is working on coming down to this 100. So it looks like there's some downside on the AGIX. And that can just give some people a chance to build a bigger bag, I guess. I think if it comes down to about the 18, 20 cent area, up to about 25 cents, I will look at adding it to my position. Otherwise, I'm just going to let mine ride. But currently, it looks like there's a little bit of hope on the 4 hour, but man, you got to break up above this trend line. Now, if we draw it there on the 4 hour, it almost looked like it fell in there, but I believe it's broken below that. It really looks like it's broken market structure to me. You would have to get above that trend line there on the 4 hour, or just period in general. Isn't XRP one of the ISO compliant tokens? I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it is. And Habib says, can you do Gala? I sure can. We can do that right now. Well, it's been doing good. Oh, it's looking nice. Zoom in on this just a little bit. Okay, so over here I've got my 5 EMAs, right? If you see them, I've got my colors are green, red, blue, white, and yellow. And let's look at it backwards. Yellow, white, blue, red, and green. And that's the order we got them lined up. That's perfect. That's how you want to see them go. You want to see them lined up in that order, and then you want to see them start spreading out. So Gala's getting ready to take off. So it's already had all its crossings on the EMAs, and they are all lined up. We just got to look for some upward action now. And Ichimoku Cloud kind of suggests that we're going to get it. So let me come to a larger time frame. And let's just kind of see what we have. Oh, I'm on Binance. I bet I've already got this chart in on KuCoin. Give me just a second. Well, wherever. We'll just go ahead and do it here. So I had a falling wedge, and let's take that measured move. Put that at the breakout point, and so about 7.1 cents is the target that we're looking at there. That is not bad at all. Also, came down, bounced off the 618. That's good. And also this area at 9.3 cents, that would be an excellent target. And the one right up here above 7.66 cents. So those are some good targets to look at, possibly taking some profit. But this baby can roll. Love to see this thing get back up to 55, 75 cents. That would be awesome. The only thing about last bull run, it was kind of disappointing when it came to altcoins, because most of the altcoins didn't make it back to their all-time highs. Now, usually they do. They'll make it back to their all-time high, and a lot of times they will exceed that, going into price discovery and just making a higher high. And it was really disappointing last time, I thought. But I think we kind of figured out that Alameda Research had Alameda Trading was behind a lot of some of the suppression, but is it going to happen again? Are altcoins going to do better this bull run, or are we going to see some lackluster results? That's what I'm wondering. But the 52 cent area right there, that is going to be a definitely good major target to look for Gala. Overall, yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Now, let's see if we got any surprises. So I think we were just on the 4 hour where everything was just looking fine and dandy, right? 4 hours rocking. Is there anything? And then on the daily, we're getting the hiccup. That's why we're getting some resistance here on this 100 moving average. Everything looks good here too, though. The other 3 moving averages are coming up, so it's just a matter of just blasting through that. It's just going to stumble there for a little while, and then we'll get above it. It's getting ready to spit us out on the other side of the Tsuchimoku cloud, so everything looks good. And let's see if there's a shorter term target to go with. So definitely could get up to a little over 5.5 cents, and maybe close to 6.5 cents short term. Looking nice, looking nice. Taking a look at DOT real quick. Polka dot. Come on, a smaller time frame there. Everything's looking fine on this one too. It should be going up pretty soon. Looks like let me get rid of that line. That's confusing. The 21's crossing the 50. That's good. Got support on the 9. Moving average. It's getting ready to head up to our next target, about 650 and maybe 662. Someone had requested for me to do a coin or to do a video one, and I forgot to even mention this one. And what was it called? Myriad, I believe. Was it Myriad or Myria? Let me see if I can find that real quick. Myria. So this one. Now, I'm not familiar with this one at all. So this one is coming in at 0.0044 cents. Maximum supply is 50 billion. That's a lot. Total supply is 50 billion. That's still a lot. As a general rule, me personally, just my line in the sand, I try to stay away from the ones that have just way too many tokens, because it's just like the blue chips, how hard they are to move because there's so much money into them. It takes a lot, and their prices are so high that it takes a lot to move them. Kind of the same effect when you get so many coins like that. It takes a lot of buy pressure to move that up, even just a fraction of a penny when you got so many. And my biggest example that I'll give you is Cardano, because it has a ton of coins, and I remember it trading at 4 cents, and it stayed there for seems like about a year to come up to 12 cents. I mean, it just takes a lot. And even now you see the effects of it with Cardano, because it just hangs around 30 to 40 cents for so long until it doesn't. But it can take a lot of patience to deal with these coins with huge market caps like that. So let's see if we can take a look at this one. But that's just my 2 cents on it. And this guy, obviously a new coin there. Must have been new on KuCoin. This one was related to, what was it? Sin, I think. Or Sinverse. Is that right? Does it tell me? Used to, they would tell you what these coins did. Not so much now. So I'm going to come over here to CoinMarketCap and see if it gives me any more details. Whoa, what is that? Self-reported circulating supply, 1.6 trillion. Maximum supply, 50 trillion. That's a lot. Market cap is 8.5 million. Ethereum Layer 2 scaling solution. Purpose-built to scale NFTs, blockchain gaming, and more. Various scaling solution built in partnership with Starkware. Zero gas fee when minting and trading NFTs without compromising the security of user assets. So what does the coin do then? Interesting. But it looks like it's coming. It fell past the 618. Looks like. So this little guy looks like it'll come down to about 0.003677. More than likely retest this 786 level, if not this 886 level. It's got some good things going on the 4-hour. Market Cipher says that it's getting ready to head up. MACD says it wants to head up a little bit there. So that may be promising, but it's going to have a hard time getting over this area at 0.0069 or 0.007 in that area. So I would just look closely at that trend line for anyone trying to get into this. It was Kingpin who asked for this, because it's just basically in a falling channel. Might be able to consider it a wedge. It technically could be a wedge. Just give it a higher percent to break up, and most likely coming up here to retest this 21 and maybe trade sideways. But it is going to have trouble getting above definitely 0.007 in that area right here. Don says just about a little of that one, but wasn't the one that has, no. But let's see, if we take a measured move, if it breaks out there, that would again bring us up to this same area. So that's a little bit more confluence. Yeah, it's going to have a little bit of trouble there. Now, I put a poll out earlier and I'm just trying to find it. Maybe you guys can see it, but it's not showing it to me. All I see is trade. There we go. Can I bring that out over here? So do you trade or hodl? And most of you guys, 60% trade, 40% hodl. Awesome. So I've got my hodl bags, worked on those while we're toward the bottom of the cycle there. And then I got my little trading accounts. But I've got to say, I've got a lot more that I'm hodling and doing some longer position trades than anything that I'm trading more short term. My short term trades pretty much Bitcoin. I got ACH. Then I got a crazy one called Burger, because I had some and it wasn't doing anything. And then I saw I could do a margin trade with it. So I said, well, let's just build that bag. And that's what I do. I use a margin to help build my bags. On Donna says, why is FTT up? The latest news I read today says that, what's his name? John Ray III. There's new management there taking care of it through the bankruptcy, but they're thinking about reopening the exchange. It doesn't make sense to me. I wouldn't go there, but that's it's kind of like the guys from Three Arrows Capital trying to open up another fund after they just blew up the one that they had. Not a good look. But they think there may be a possibility to open it up. It could be, maybe, under totally new management, and if it's regulated. But them saying that, and then with all the regulation stuff that they got coming out, it kind of makes you, well, which is the story? how are you planning to open up unless they're favorable toward the regulation? So the U.S. is just, man, I don't know. I don't know what the administration's thinking. I just think they're traveling down the wrong road, especially when it comes to crypto. Of course, I'm biased, so I would think that, but they're just, man, I just think they're shooting themselves in the foot. Shiba's been struggling for a little while. And I wonder how that one's going to do on this run, if there's going to be as much momentum behind it. I like the fact that they're burning their coins. They need to, because they got too dang many of them. But man, it's just been a really slow mover lately. I don't see anything too terrible on it right now. It's gaining some support here. It's above the 200 on the 4 hour. That's always a nice little sign there. Any of you guys into VET, to VeChain? Where's my KuCoin, man? I know you're on KuCoin. Too impatient. Well, something happened there. What happened? Suddenly my trading view is not working. Somebody type something into the comments. Just let me know that I'm still alive. It almost looked like my internet went out for a second or something. Well, VeChain, depending on how you look at this, ascending triangle or a rising wedge, being that price action is coming down here, it looks like it could be a little tricky here on this one. It's actually a bearish pattern, at least when price is coming down from that way. Although, you know, could knock on this door enough and pop back up to the upside. I have seen them act a little bit as bottom patterns. Check this out on the daily. The daily doesn't look bad, though. It's actually looking decent. It's got support on the 9. It's crossed over the 50, so it's got some bullish signs here. The moving averages are lining up nicely. We're coming into the cloud. Just looks like it just may do kind of a sideways movement for a little bit before it actually goes up, but it looked like it had a possibility of coming down there from the pattern. And of course, you know, stochastics are coming down on the daily there. Looks to me like a little sideways, probably the rest of this week. Take a look at total 2. Where'd you go, total 2? So this is altcoins minus Bitcoin, and we're just not seeing that big performance out of altcoins right now. It has a lot to do with Bitcoin dominance, and you know, Bitcoin's still in the show right now. But we've got a chance. Total 2's got a chance to take off. We just got to see it a little bit more money flow into it, but it's saying a possibility of over 100 billion coming in over the next few weeks. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like this is going to be the week that we get the jump in our altcoins unless something changes. Alvise says it will be left behind. The U.S., yeah, it's starting to look that way. You have to keep up with the same legislation. And he's just getting worse, man. Oh my gosh. I mean, like, if you could strategically think about ways to destroy a nation, I think he's got that checklist. I don't know. I'm not trying to get political, but damn, Biden, get your stuff together. Donna says, yes to vet. Oh, there's my test. And somehow I missed all this, man. I wasn't scrolled up. Okay. Are you still alive? Striggerheart says, I traded too soon. I'll learn one day. It's a process. We all go through that. And, you know, sometimes even after you learn, you still make some of those mistakes every once in a while. You just can't be hard on yourself about it. And we're always learning. Thinking ETH would move a little bit more today. I was looking at it a little bit earlier. It's been kind of steady, hasn't it? Okay. Really sick of my chart's not coming up. I mean, it's held its ground well today. It really didn't drop much at all, did it? So we come down to like a 4 hour and take a look. It's just steadily going up. I mean, once this one went deflationary, oh, that caught my attention. That made me respect it or like it more, because I was not an ETH fan because I didn't like the gas fees. It just felt like it was all one-sided toward the miners. Like the only people making money in ETH were the miners with the fees that were just crazy. And they made out like bandits. And they got mad when they decided to switch to proof of stake. So we could be in a rising wedge. That's a bearish pattern, but this is the tricky part of the market, right? And this is what happened back in January. We had a bearish pattern and then it broke out bullishly, and that's what made it go parabolic. We could be looking at something like that again here with Bitcoin and ETH. So, and I don't look at this pattern as being as bearish as I normally would. And one of the things to watch in these situations is just keep an eye on these moving averages. Because they will give you a lot of clues as to how this stuff will play out. And man, they look beautiful. They're all lined up. They're doing good. It's got support on the 9. Looks beautiful to me. The daily is looking strong. It's just been riding that 9 the whole time. Hasn't even come back to the 21 yet. So, I mean, cannot complain about that. And it looks like money flow's been picking up a lot there. That's always a good sign. So it's possible if we do see it break down to this trend line, might be a little concern. Because where would it come down to? About 1586, possibly there, 1653, one of those two areas. If we do break out of that, I mean, that's a possibility, but it could, at this point in our market structure, it could go extremely bullish on us. It feels like every time that, I don't know, that I do a live or do a video over Bitcoin and Ethereum, it seems like I'm always talking about it being on this make it or break it moment. And it just always gets to those points where it really is. I mean, this is going to do extremely, extremely, really good soon, or it's just going to come back down. But if it comes back down, I'm snatching some more up. I'll add some to my ETH bag. Strega says either direction would be all right with me, and not enough for me. But where are you at? I'm on the wrong spot. In the wrong spot. There we are. Couldn't find that. We got a head and shoulders type situation going on here, possibly. Looks pretty much to qualify to me. So definitely got a neck there and there, but this one right here kind of sticks up out of the thing a little bit, right? So is it a head and shoulders? I got a big rule on this neckline. But now I've seen some people kind of discount where this one starts. I've even seen Thomas Wachowski do it. He just goes, if it's got a touch here and a touch, between the head and the other necklines, he seems to count it. So I'm not going to bash it. It could play out, and actually it's already broken to the upside. But when I look at it, I always have to guess something like that. But it ain't going down, it's going up, ain't it? So can't complain. It's got a measured move, takes us up to this 1618 area, so 2292. That's showing some confluence that we could actually get there. And that would be awesome for ETH. Seeing Bitcoin stay at 30,000 is good, but a retest would be great for the alts. It would. It's the dominance, man. It's that dominance. That's what we really got to keep our eye on right there, that dominance. If it starts coming down and we got Bitcoin trading sideways, perfect. Yeah, you will definitely see alts take off. But all eyes are on Bitcoin right now, and it makes sense. That's where the big money, the institutions, when they come back in, the governments, when they start, or central banks who are supposed to be sneakily kind of getting into this anyway, Bitcoin and then maybe Ethereum. That's what they're going to look at. The tried and true, the proven ones. So it will not surprise me if during this bull run that Bitcoin steals the show for most of the run, and then alts get to come in. And kind of like what it did last time, and that's kind of how it played out. Bitcoin just kind of took off, and then the altcoins had to catch up, and they didn't perform as well as they did the previous bull cycle. Because that altcoin season was phenomenal. It was epic. Matic is still in a rising channel there. Was hoping it would come down to about $1. Hasn't quite made it down there yet. It may. I was going to say it may not, but then again, looking at the chart, it may. We lost that 200 on the 4-hour. Good chance it will. At least down to 106 there. Looks like we got possible actual head and shoulders there, with a valid neckline. Now, if we can get to $1 or under $1, I would pick some more of this up. And since we might get down just a little bit under $1 there. Mark that little guy. Even got Litecoin doing fairly decent, and I think it may have it may be worth keeping an eye on it. One, I think there's about 210 million of them, so it's a limited supply. Proof of work, Mimblewimble, so it has privacy features. They throw something on it like Stacks, get a layer 2 thing operating with Litecoin. It might be able to do some things. But the big thing is it's not a security. So you've got that safety in the argument so far. One thing I've been looking at lately is Pax Gold and Bitcoin. I got the Pax Gold Bitcoin pair here, so something that I've just been considering. With all the trouble with stable coins, and who knows how they're gonna work that. If they were smart, they would embrace stable coins because that actually helps the dollar, in my opinion. But if they don't want that dominance, some other currency will be happy to take it. I'm very sure. So against Bitcoin, PAXG's coming down, but I'm wondering if this may be if it can outperform Bitcoin is basically what I'm trying to see. And of course, right now it's not at this present moment. Looks like it's going to come down a little bit as far as Bitcoin, maybe to 0.05. But I like the Bitcoin pairs, and I don't chart them very often, at least not on videos or not on live streams. But it's a great way to stack your sats, especially like with Ethereum, because this is just a giant cup and handle, and it's been going on for years, right? This handle, I did a video it was one of the first videos I did when I started my channel about a year ago, talking about trading ETH and BTC, and I was talking about this handle, and we're still in it, man. A year later, and I think price is over here somewhere when I made the video, and I was going to stack orders, and I did. It came down even lower than what I had, though. I predicted about 57.057. Came down to 0.048. Now, if it does that again, I'm snagging up a lot of Ethereum with my Bitcoin. I'm just going to do it. Because this will take off at some point, because the measure move on this is crazy, right? And with Bitcoin, or with Ethereum being deflationary, whether or not you buy your Ethereum with Bitcoin or not doesn't matter, but the measure move wasn't quite that high, was it? Got it right there. Oh, because we're going to here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was right. That's on target. It could go up to 0.154. So you would definitely double your Bitcoin from where it is right now. And so that's why I'm holding on to a little bit more ETH and looking into getting some more of it. But I don't know when this is going to happen. It's taking it so long just to even try to fill out this handle area. Just been crazy. And currently, it's wanting to come down. So there'll be some good bargains. I'd say more than likely we're probably going to come down and retest this area. So we're finding support on the 618. So this 0.057, that would be the 786, and we would at least come down there, and maybe down to 0.053. What I like to do is where is that? Pull this guy up. So this is the KuCoin exchange for the channel here. And is this it? Is this margin? But I like to trade margin. And that lets me put in, I don't know, if you throw $500 in, you can borrow against that. And as long as you keep it reasonable and control that, it just gives you, you can build your bags a lot easier that way, just controlling the risk. There we are. There's ETH BTC. Have I got this up? Okay, isolated my I'm not used to trading on KuCoin with their through the browser. I use their app on my phone mostly. A lot easier to manage too. Oh. Do I not have anything going on right now? Okay, well that could be one thing I could do is set this little baby up. Let's see what else we got going on here. I've got, I don't even think I got a trade open or anything right now. Got an order in. I think I covered this on the last live stream, was using the Bollinger Band strategy over on perpetuals. Let me take a look at Bitcoin. If they got a chance, I'll see if we got any kind of trade to jump into. Strugart says waiting part's going to be tough for me. It can be. It gets easier. It does get easier, but being patient. But you've been patient this far, right? In the market, and things have turned around. Donna says I'm the opposite. I need more time. Donna's trying to build some big bags, is what Donna wants that price to come back down so she can buy it cheaper. Me too. Oh, so what we got going on here? 15 minutes wanting to do something. Got that. It might. Or it might fall through. It might be possible to take a little short trade there, but I'm not going to do it. Not the best place in my opinion. Watch it prove me wrong though. Watch it shoot up. It's got some sign chain that wants to go up, but it's not within my rules to take a trade there. So, yeah. That would have been a fun thing to do. MACD says it might come down. Donna says, I find the exchange have different settings on the desktop versus mobile apps when buying and selling. Yeah, they do, especially KuCoin. And you know, I've not checked out the MEXC exchange on the browsers yet. But if it's anything like the app, it should be awesome. But I think I've seen a few other people pull it up, and I haven't noticed all the tools and cool stuff on it. But man, on the app on the phone, the way it breaks down your trading and your profit and loss and all that, it's spoiling me is what it's doing. Don is a bargain hunter. Dragahart says, hard to get all the bargains. Ain't it though? So let's come over here to CoinGecko. Check out our gainers and losers. For the top 100, what we got? Stacks is down? Not like Stacks. And I've been building a little bit of a bag of Stacks. And I think I got in somewhere around 78 cents, so it may be getting around my area to throw a little bit more money in there. I think that one's got some potential this run. It's like nears up, that's good. I think we looked at that one the other day. 8 points coming up, Solana, Phantom. Let's see. Let's bring up this KuCoin thing again. Let's see, this is main account. Oh, one thing that I did last night, I think it's on the stream. I don't know if you guys saw. I was also talking about the margin accounts and everything. And I showed how I got this little bag of XRP, right? And I did that. Man, I just can't navigate it here on this dang thing. That's frustrating. Okay, is this where I need to be? Okay. So my margin account is where I was trading basically ETH and Bitcoin against each other. That's the main strategy that I use on my overall margin, on cross margin anyway. So I'll trade those two against each other, and you see that ETH is won out as it's come down. It's soaked up on my Bitcoin. I just got the order stacked. Just got it stacked, like what I was talking about on that handle on the chart. And so I'm a little bit ETH heavy, but my debt ratio came down so much, it came down under 50%, that I can transfer stuff out and still keep this under control. So that's where my bag of XRP came. It came from taking my profits here, buying the XRP, and then now that this is down to 46%, basically, better than when I first started it, because I think I just put 500 in here. I put 500 in each one, I believe, and that just let me pull the XRP out, put it over into the main area there. So I found that to be helpful to use margin and things like that, especially the cross margin accounts, to build some bags and then just take them out and put them to the side. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I did that on Wi-Fi here. So just a little trick I like to share with people. Because if you're not working with that much, I mean, that will help you build, a bigger bag just quicker. Okay. All right, come back over here. Sand is another one. That's actually one of my long-term holds. I don't think I've done a video on it or anything in a while. Let's kind of see how this little guy is doing. It's broken out of a falling wedge. We've just been waiting on that. Did it hit its measure move? Still got a little way to go to that measured move there for that particular breakout. It's doing okay. Came back, retested this area. It hasn't been performing as well as I'd hoped. I'd hoped it had been a little bit above $1 by now. So it's been a little bit slow there, but let's see what we got on our moving averages here. 100 across the 200. That gives me some hope. We're above the 50. 9 across the 50. So it looks like it's getting ready to hit up a little bit. Don't ask. So it's not as risky as, no, margin is nowhere near as risky as futures. I mean, it can be if you don't control your risk. It means if you borrow too much money and then put it out there into some bad trade, they can definitely go against you. I have been liquidated on margin when I was trying to learn how to cross margin, and I lost a lot. I mean, a lot. It was sad. It was depressive sad. But that, some of your best lessons are some of the most expensive. But since then, that taught me the most valuable lesson, and I've been able to control it, and it's actually been a really cool tool. So much still to learn. Oh, you're doing fine. You just gotta play with some of it a little bit. Striker Heart says, I haven't got to mix C yet. I need to wait for the market to come back. Especially on the app, I'm really liking that exchange. I really am. Has anyone else got any tokens that they like looking at? Okay. And Chris says, Dot has some negative news. Yardstick in the article I read. I haven't saw that. Where's my news guys? Okay, clearly I cannot trade without my phone. I can't navigate without my phone. Where's the freaking news? You're killing me. I don't usually look for crypto news on Google, but I guess I have to right now. A critical warning doesn't sound too good. What? Polkadot has one big fundamental weakness. Anonymous host of Invest Answers tells his 443,000 YouTube subscribers that a lot of development is happening within the ecosystem of the interoperability protocol. We're talking about James from Invest Answers? Now, James is kind of struck on Solana. However, he says Polkadot has experienced a lack of adoption, which he noticed is an ominous sign for any blockchain product. Polkadot has an incredibly good development score when compared to the rest, but adoption is in the toilet. well, the China is about to come on board here, and from what I understand, they really like Polkadot. So I'm not ruling. I'm not ready to throw it out just yet. Has flatlined again, along with many others. Is critical, absolutely critical for a chain like a mall to have customers. Well, you've also got to have a chain that works, and so Solana's definitely not going to outpace it, I don't think. Chris says it stated there's a lack of use. Well, I mean, it is developing. Okay. I like James. I really do like him. He is a little bit biased toward Solana. Adoption on, I mean, is interoperability, I'm just saying it's, I think it's just kind of still too young right now, and they're still making connections and partnerships. I mean, I'll keep my eye on that, but I'm not really that worried. I think we just looked at DOT 2. And I've already forgot what I saw on it. Oh, it looks pretty good though on the charts though, especially the 4 hour and the daily. So I'm not seeing any bad signs of price just totally dropping or anything on it. But I know WinChain is they got a bridge to Polkadot. And then, there's some other ones out there, and I think also Cosmos does now. Yeah, it does. And Cosmos was one. It's interoperable too. It took a while for some development to happen over there, but now it's a growing ecosystem now. Oh, you ask, can you take a look at IMX? I sure can. Man, this thing's getting ready to do some damage. It may not happen all at once. It may get a little bit of a pullback, but I don't think it'll go back below that 200. That was about $1.12. Because these moving averages are ready to take off. 21's crossing the 100. 9 is getting ready to come up. When it's going to cross that 200, we're above the 200 to 4 hour. That's your bullish sign right there. Let's check the daily. Oh, daily's looking good too. So, I mean, it lost the 20. The 21 crossed under the 50, and technically it's still under there, right? But as this green one comes up, it's going to jerk that one up, and they're going to pass that 50 again, and then we can see something. So it's already moving up on the daily. And look, MACD is just now getting started there. We got that bullish cross, and we're crossing zero on the histogram. This thing is just getting started, and this is the daily. So that looks good to me. So let's see. Well, let me zoom out to take a look. There we go. That's an interesting look. Does it match anything? Matches a little bit there. That could be a bear trap. That's a possibility. Let's line up over here. A little bit. There and there. So my channel's fairly accurate. I mean, if you want to extend it to the full extent, you go there, but just finding some of these other little levels in there that we can work with. mostly looking at that angle of that line that I get from the top line there. So Immutable X, I don't think I have any of this. I think I meant to look into it, but I just never got around to it. Can't get them all, but man, I got more than I need. So you could possibly be making a type of inverted head and shoulders. I don't put a whole lot of faith in those that lean to the upside, but it doesn't mean that it won't do good or that anything's wrong with it. Yeah, but it could definitely come back up to the top of the channel, 171 that we're looking at now. What's this? Using a symmetrical triangle, and we know how those go. But it's in the, okay, we got the rounding bottom shape, and that's always good. And you'll hear me talk about that quite a bit. Because at this point in the market, you want them that still have this shape, or ones that are still making that. Some of them have already broken out of this, all right? So eventually, let me get these lines up here. So I like to look for the rounded bottoms, and there's usually always some kind of a falling wedge in there, okay? And a lot of times it's a falling wedge, and then it goes to, you know, the ascending wedge, as Charting Crypto says, or that bullish megaphone pattern. But you will generally see, you know, price will hang around here for a little while, but at one point it's going to just spike up like crazy. It will surprise us. It just takes a little time for that to play out. So it generally kind of fills out this rounding shape until that happens. And then that's where we're talking about where it breaks bullish out of a bearish pattern and we get a parabolic move. So that's kind of the gist of how these rounding bottoms kind of work. So any coin you're interested in, especially at this point of the market, if you see this on that, take a closer look. It's probably a good one. Most likely a good one to go with. So as far as targets go, I mean, you can take a measured move, not for that pattern though. It's actually, it's kind of forming a bigger pattern that hasn't quite got there yet. So we would be looking for it price coming back up to this area right here, about 281. And once it does that, there would be a measured move from there for this rounding pattern. And you would put that at the breakout area right there. And that would be taking us up to $5. So, I mean, for the long-term look at it over the next 3-4 months or whatever, that's the target I'll be looking at. It's about $5, 504. For short-term target, I would just rely on the Fibonacci, and then I would target this $2.52 area. But no, this isn't a great pattern. It's an accumulation pattern, and it just takes a little while to play out. But when it does, you're going to be very happy. All right, make sure I'm not missing anything else in the chat here. Oh, we got a few more traders in. 67% trade, 33% hodl. So for you guys that are trading, how long have you been trading, or how comfortable do you feel with your trading? Are you pretty well set? You understand the charts and everything, or are you just starting out? Just kind of intermediate? How would you describe yourself as far as your trading experience? What kind of music we got going on here? Just listen to that. Not trying to put people to sleep. Put my headphones on for a second here. Well, it's not bad. That made me sleepy. That might make me sleepy right there. I don't know. If the music's bothering you guys, let me know. Oh, man, I keep missing the chats for some reason. I'm not scrolling down enough. It doesn't scroll down automatically, apparently. Intermediate, I would say. Okay. Well, that's at a good spot. I'd rate myself past the beginner stage now. Oh, no, I would put you definitely in intermediate, Donna. You've got a good grasp. Intermediate, to my mind, you've got a fairly good grasp. So when I put stuff up here, I don't have to worry about so much about the lingo and everything. You guys pretty much understand all that stuff and the concepts behind it. So that's awesome. Chris is beginner. I bled out most of my portfolio last year because I hodled for the year. I think we've all done it. But Chris, I see you picking up on lots of things, though. I don't know if I would call you just an absolute beginner. You're getting some skills there. Realize I need to trade so I can control my money more effectively. Very true. Very true. Donna says you're doing great learning now, though, Chris. And I can see how much progress you're making. He is. He's making a lot of progress. It's just time. I mean, if you hang, like when I do live streams and stuff, tonight's not been very eventful. I did not have a game plan. This is more me being active because I was just too lazy to make a video today. But I do want to do some more live streams, but I'm up to going over concepts and teaching things and answering any kind of questions on the live streams you got. So if you got questions about trading, if it's something I can answer and give feedback on, I'm more than happy to do that at any time. So catch me live or even in the Telegram group or anything, just let me know. However, sometimes I do miss a few messages in that Telegram group. Sometimes they pass by me. So if I don't answer you, it's not because I'm not trying to. I just probably didn't see it. And let's see what else we got. No, it says Chris is way ahead on me on some stuff. And the Telegram group is worth joining. The Telegram group is cool. It's growing. It's starting to grow. And I want to find a way. When we started it, I didn't know you could do the topics. I don't even know if they offered that, right? So the chart room, I got divided up. We got general, trade setups, and student charts. So that's like having 3 rooms in one. That makes life so much easier. Because when I first started, I had roaddog.crypto, and we don't even use that one. I was just throwing my videos in there. And then when I did the main one, I've got all the books in there, right? The learning materials. So I like to find a way, the news and updates. So on this one, I mean, we got all the books and all that stuff there. A lot of these came from Trading PDD gratis, and their own Telegram too. We just took some of the main books and stuff, and Bukowski's fundamentals and anything you want to learn, there's materials there. I just like to get that over to the other section where the student charts are. So I need to take some time to figure out how to do that. But all the learning stuff is basically over here where the news and stuff is, or just the general updates. I got one section I just want to have where I can do like a Bitcoin update, just a quick update, and maybe throw some other stuff that I get from the paid group that I'm involved with. Because I'm involved with this other paid group called CBC. I think it's Crypto Bitcoin Chris. This is the group that I joined in 2020 when I finally figured out I need to learn how charts work because I got tired of losing my money all the time. So that's where I joined. And then recently, about, 3 or 4 months ago, I guess maybe back in January, I joined again because I saw that, another person who's on YouTube came from that group, and they're actually still in that group. They have their own trading group, but they never mention where they come from. They'll throw out a vague shout out, but they never actually mention Chris or his group. But this is where, I think it's like $500 to join. I think it's a lot more now. I think it's like 6 or 7. I'm not sure. For 6 months. And you'd go through and, go through his trading videos, and they were literally walking me. A lot of them were walking me through Investopedia. But I mean, I needed some kind of structured learning, and that's what I got. So I definitely have nothing bad to say about this group, other than, for someone that's just coming in. For me, I was working full time, right? Didn't have the greatest paycheck, didn't have the greatest job. I mean, I was in retail, selling jewelry, and I like my job and everything, but it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. But when you come in and you want to change your life, you don't have a lot. I mean, and you don't want to put a lot, right? So I was like, my mentality was, all right, I'll throw $500 out here. Okay. And I played for that a little while and had to keep beating it because I kept losing it. And, so maybe about 1,000, to me, that's a comfortable risk amount for just the general person out there working their 9 to 5, trying to, have a job and work their family, be with their family and just live a normal life. So given half of that to learn how to, to join a group, that just seems like a lot. And of course you hear the group pays for itself, it's a no-brainer. Okay. Well, the truth is it takes you a little while. and the way these things are kind of posed out there, you think, oh, if I just join the group, it'll solve everything, right? And so you get a lot of people you'll see in these groups, they join, but then they don't study. They don't go through the homework. You got to put the work in, like going through all those videos, and that can be boring. But if you're sick and tired of losing, you can find something. They'll become more interesting that way. But recently I found out, since I came back to that group just to join back again, can we see who's? They really stepped up their games because, Chris has made a lot of money doing that, and you can kind of figure, he had like 4,000 people in his group at one time. Figure 4,000 people, $100 a month. But he's genuine. I'll just say that he's genuine about really helping people, and I like that. And now he's actually hired admins, and he's even moved one of them, from New Mexico over to Georgia. And they have a beginners group, and they've really stepped up their game. So I've got a lot of respect there, because what I was missing out of when I was in that group, they're now addressing that. And I just think that's cool. And I'm trying to find that beginners charts. And so they put, and I'm not trying to shill, let's see how many people are in there now. He's got 2,400 people in there. So it's a good sized group. But they do a lot more training videos and just kind of breaking things down a little bit more. Now I'm sharing those videos with my Telegram group. So if you go over to Chart Room, and I think I'm putting them all in the student chart areas. I've even got some copies of some of their most recent, because they've got some good training videos. They do. The one on psychology I thought was just awesome. I can't find anything. So I've got a lot of their videos over here, like their weekly screen shares. When I was in that group, that was the biggest takeaway that I got. When he would come up and he would do, it's kind of like a live stream, really, and just answer questions that were asked and explain things in the market and just going over it. I learned the most from those. But that's what it took for me to kind of get my head around this stuff. Nona says ours is free. Ours is definitely free, and I'm taking a lot of their setups and sharing them over in our group too. Chris says a very helpful group and resources. Lots of resources and help available. Chris says I still refer back to the learning charts, and we have an amazing bot. We do have a bot. I like that little bot. So in the lounge area, you want some quick TA, Donna can show you how to work this better than I can. Let's just type TA Bitcoin. And it does a lot more stuff than this too. Really? Did I do that wrong? Don, you may have to get on here and do something. Really? Am I on the wrong one? No, I'm not. don't know. Maybe Don will get on here and throw something up and we can see what it looks like. Does it do Twitter? Let's do Twitter CoinTrendz. Okay, so I'm trying to show this thing and it's just not cooperating with me. It normally works like a charm, and it's probably me feeling nervous or something trying to do this on the line. So we put that to the side, but the you know, we do have the links for this and everything for the Telegram group, and it's just cool. If you're looking to try to learn a little bit more about trading, there's some resources there, cool people there to hang out with, talk to. And we are putting trade setups there, and some of these are coming from the other groups, and it lets you know how to structure these and, you know, how to lay them out for your targets. You know, some of them are really nice and very articulate, and some are just kind of thrown out there together. And, you know, there's setups that you can try at your own risk, but the ones I'm posting are coming from their admins, and they're not just from just anybody posting over there. So I'm taking their better ones and sharing them, and sharing my own there too as well. And so you'll see me posting charts, and eventually, you know, where we can get the group members up to speed, and they can post charts there as well. And then I got a general area, and didn't have a real use for this, so I've just kind of been just going over a few things, a few ideas on margin or whatever, and just putting some of my trades up just to, you know, show you I'm putting my money where my mouth is. You know, just to show you that I'm actually doing what I'm teaching, and not just, you know, you got some people out there that are more of YouTube salespeople than they are actual, traders, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if I would consider somebody. I would never call myself a professional trader, but I would say I'm more of an educated trader now. So just put my things into practice and show that they actually work. And then what we got, one other section over here for the student charts, and this is where I'm starting to put a lot of the learning stuff, and looks like Donna's put some stuff. Oh, good. Some other people's posting there. Cool. I like to see other people post there. But I know when Bitcoin was down, right before we got this big leg up, at that very little bottom area, where was it? Right here, when we dropped it. Am I on the right chart? I believe it was right. Was it right here, Donna? We were in there at that very bottom, charting this on like the 1 minute, catching that whole move. That was just kind of cool, and showing how I do like my little scalping strategy with the Fibonacci's and the lines, and showing you, you know, I'd take a picture and post it, and then post what I thought it, you know, what it would likely do, probably do, and then post the next move that it made, and it was matching up very well. So just kind of showing that whole strategy that I use when I am shorting and making some of those trades that you saw, you know, where I did have those 100% profits and things like that. All right, let's come back to the chat here. I think I missed a lot of it. And my chat quit working. All right, let me set this little guy back up again. All right, let's just drag him out over here. Gosh, I've missed a lot. I got to talking too much. So lots of resources and help available. Still refer back to the learning charts. Cool. And we have the amazing bots, lots of free trade setups. If you hover over the, okay, if you hover over the slash, it'll bring up the menu. You did a good video on the bot. I'll see if I can find the link. Did I? Huh, okay. And the whole group can use the bot. Yeah. That bot's there for anybody to play around with. But it does TA. It'll tell you what the indicators are saying and everything. If it's a good time, you can, it's kind of, does a lot of cool things. Habib says, I joined the Telegram. Thanks for the help in advance. Hey, my pleasure. Glad to have you there. Donna says, that's the video that explains the bot and gives a good view of the Telegram group. Oh, okay. I think that was a live stream, wasn't it? No. Oh, yeah. It was the chart school video that I actually did on Telegram. Yeah. I've been out of touch lately. Chris says, I don't understand everything the bot shows in its analysis. Is it working for us? Or is it working for me right now? Okay, we'll hover over the little thing. Maybe that's the easiest way to do it. Okay. Really? /TA. Oh, BTC. I typed out Bitcoin. That was it, right? So /TA Bitcoin, and there we go. So, okay, so it gives us the price, it gives us the volume, the volatility. So relative strength index. These are just indicators. That's all that they are, and they may be ones that you use or ones that you don't use, like Bollinger Bands. It's saying that it's near the upper band on Bitcoin. I think we're on the 1 hour, right? Let me get a chart that's not all cluttered up on Bitcoin. And pull out my Bollinger Bands, and yep, we're at the top. Bollinger Bands is one of my favorite indicators. You don't see me use it much because it just clutters up my screen, and I do a good enough job cluttering that thing up. I don't like this cloud being there. I don't like it being in that cloud. That's not what I want to see. Where do we go? So all these little things are just the indicators. ATR, true value range is what that one is. Bollinger Bands. CCI. I can't remember that one right off. Money flow index is what this one is. Smooth moving average. This is momentum. MACD. So that's just all there are. Basically, if you see more green than you see red, we're doing pretty good. So if you see the red and the warning signals, you might want to take a little closer look at it. But it goes over RSI divergence. It's just kind of cool. Just a nice little snapshot. But the bot does a lot more than just that too. So what do we got going on in Bitcoin on the 1 hour here? Looks like a flag, but we're in this cloud. MACD says that we could come up. Money flows in the green. That's good, but it's wanting to kind of go sideways. So, wow, looks like we're going to do sideways for a little bit, and hopefully not get sucked down to the bottom of this. That would not be good. Ichimoku cloud's getting a little thin there. If we can still see it staying green, I'll feel a lot better. I just don't like it when it comes into the cloud. When it does that, there's a chance it could go against you. I'm not wanting to see that out of Bitcoin right now. And I lost my chat again. Okay. Let's just pull that out here. I'll use the... Would you consider going through one of the bot's analysis charts? I think we just did that, right? Did I answer your questions? What I just did? Because I didn't see this before. If not, just ask me again, and I'll make sure I understand what you're saying there. But I think I just did what you asked. Now, since I see mostly green, just look for buys. Mostly reds, avoid buying for now in that time frame. Yeah. Is Bitcoin consolidating in a range? It is consolidating. Well, that's what a flag is, just this little consolidation period. Question is, are we going to break to the upside or break to the downside? And this is on the 1 hour chart. Breaking to the upside, that's a flag. Your measured move would be telling us that we could get up to about 32.3, 32.4. I've seen some other things give that price area. MACD looks like it wants to go. How do I keep losing my chat, man? There you are. It's just hiding behind there. And I lost it again. You've got to be on the bottom here somewhere, dude. There you are. Bull flags generally break to the upside. Usually, I think it was about... I've got it pulled up right here. Let's look. I thought it was about 65%. 60% of the time. 60% chance to break to the upside. And hey, they're salted. Did I see XDB today? I haven't seen it in the last few hours. Is it doing good? Ooh, looks like it got popped up. That's a good sign. Let me back out to a larger time frame here. Oh, look at that. It didn't close above there, but it hit above that 19 area. That's a good sign. Okay, this may be the bottom that sticks. It's rounded. I like that. Let's take a look at our moving averages here. Ichimoku Cloud's looking good. 4 hour, you're above the two. Okay, you're above the 200 daily on the 4 hour. That's all. That's all I need to know for right now. That's bullish. That's good. Let's see how it's looking on the daily. Now the daily, that line is way up here. Well, this is actually starting to look a lot better to me. I just want to see it actually close a candle above this, then I'll feel a lot better. Once this is flipped from resistance into support, then we're on our way. Once it does that, this will be good. It's got a chance for some more upside there, and this may be the actual bottom. So let's do this. Copy. It's making a nice little channel there. That's our best touches right there. So it's making a falling channel. You can even argue at some point, depending on how you draw, you know, that being a falling wedge right there, but definitely a falling channel. And that's leading toward a breakup right there, or a breakout to the upside. Which should take us about 0.0041 in that area. That would be good. That would make me happy. That's more of the prices that we saw over here before it tanked. That would be great. So the areas that's going to struggle with will be right under where we had this head and shoulders. So this area right here, what is it, about 0.002526? It's going to have a little hard time there. So it probably will go, it'll probably come up and just kind of trade sideways and flag. But as long as we get above this red line, this red one right there, that's the big one for me. And it looks like it's trying to. So hopefully things will turn around for XDB. Gosh, I remember being hopeful for it, and it just kept disappointing me and not trying to be negative on it, but I had to throw out some warning signs, and a lot of people didn't like them. But this head and shoulders was saying, hey man, we're done for a while. But yeah, I'm glad to see that rounding bottom. That looks good. Remember, it did a rounding over here and then came down. So, but for what I'm seeing on the 4 hour, just from the moving averages, that's a very positive sign. That gives me a lot of hope for it. So if we can keep up that momentum, May have to put out another video. And I lost my chat again. There we are. Move it over here. %, and a higher high. Nice. It's a double bottom over the larger time frames. I thought I was getting a double bottom here. That's why I was kind of excited when we started coming back up here, but then the head and shoulders, oh. And then it lost this area. That surprised me too. I was really hoping that area right there would have held. But yeah, it looks like it looks good. It looks like it's got a chance. It's got a chance. So I'm glad to see that. But man, when I pull up KuCoin and see that order book and see all the sales, and I mean, I've noticed that since October last year. They just had a ton of sales. No, it says September 2022. And that bottom, that one. That was a good run, and that's where I think we were even doing a live stream, and it was going parabolic there, and I broke one of my rules, and that's kind of how I got stuck with XDB. I don't mean stuck. Well, let's see, where was that now? On the daily? Can I do it on the daily? So yeah, it was going parabolic and it was looking good, and it had just broken that, and I still jumped in, knowing dang well that was it here? Knowing well that when that rounded line, I'm not even going to draw it very accurate, but when it's broken, that is down and sideways, and for some reason I was thinking that it could actually break back into the pattern. That's what I was looking for. So, and it wasn't a very big trade, but I broke one of my rules and I ended up paying for it. But then it worked out in my favor because I started getting in on the bottoms and selling these tops. And so it became profitable. And I was like, well, I kind of like this, you know, and doing my research and everything, it looked like it had some promise. Definitely get back up to what was it? Was it $78? Is that what this reached? It was a really crazy high amount. Probably way before that they unleashed all the coins and everything. I don't know. But so things were turned around and it was doing good, and then this happened, and I'm like, oh, I was really kicking myself for, well, breaking my rule over here. So actually XDB helped reinforce my parabolic rule, and now I know, and I think ETH is doing that right now too, though. I think it's in a parabola and broken down. I have to take a closer look. But usually down and sideways. Whenever that happens, down and sideways, as a general rule. There we go. That's how I felt. That is. All right, guys. If you got anything you want me to take a look at, just give me a shout out. Otherwise, it's what, 11:38 here. I may just go ahead and close this out. But the next time I go live, I will be a lot more structured. But I'll give you guys just about a minute here to throw something else. Oh, no problem. Thanks for the live, and my pleasure. I'm wanting to do this more. It's definitely a lot easier than making a video. I've been getting frustrated with my videos lately because for some reason, this happens to me 3 or 4 times. I go through the whole thing and I forgot to turn my mic on. So I get to the editing software and there's no sound. I have to go redo the whole video again. And that gets frustrating for me. The video usually turns out better. But it just seems like it makes the editing go so much slower. And sometimes I got to take a break from that. I may need to do some of the crazy things again, some of the little silly stuff that I used to do, because that seems to get my interest back into it. And Strega says, thanks for the live, and that's my pleasure. Donna says, I read something recently. The tokens won't make all times high because they've had token unlocks or changed something. Yeah, that does play into it. And that's one of the things I was looking at. But, that's what I was applying to Aptos too, and that messed up my trade because I ended up selling the bigger part of my bag at just a very little profit, and then watched it go from $5 up to $20. Luckily, I still had some, and I was able to take advantage of all that. So it came out all right, but and OP too, it didn't drop as bad. But it does, the token unlocks really do affect things. It was just weird it didn't affect it as much in January as I expected. But yeah, that's something I definitely take into consideration. But, like I said, last time in the bull run, a lot of these coins didn't make it up to their all-time highs. I think Zilliqa was like that. I don't think it made it up to its all-time high. It came close, seems like, but it didn't make it up. It definitely didn't make it up to it or make it past it. And so it was a little bit disappointing. Stricker says it helps you go over it. Avid says, thanks for the stream. Have a good evening. And my pleasure. So I usually use this website to show token unlocks. The token unlock sites, I think that's probably the one you're talking about. We were looking at that, or I was looking at that for a little bit. Yeah, token unlocks. That's a good site. What we got coming up soon? So ApeCoin's always got them coming out, seems like. And so I've not been as big on Ape lately, and it's just been staying around the $4 area a lot. Mutable X got one too. Well, they got a big daily unlock. It's just good to keep up with that. It really is. Okay. And let me find my chat box one more time here. Chris says thanks. All right, guys. So no more coin requests. So I'll go ahead and call it a night. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. Hope it's been fun for you and not been too boring. But next time I come online, I will definitely have a little bit more of an agenda and things to talk about. Until next time, hey, my name is Lane, your crypto road dog, reminding you, you got this, baby. I don't always like videos, but when I do, I always prefer Road Dog Crypto. Trade wisely, my friends.